Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tiffany. Happy International Women's Month. For today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how to start a business. So if one of your goals for 2024 was to start your own business, but you had no idea how to go about it, then this video is for you. So make sure you please keep watching. So like I said in the intro, if one of your goals for 2024 was to start your own business, but you just wasn't sure how to go about it, I got you covered. I have a mini list of 9 different things that you need to make sure you address before starting your business. So let's get right into it. First things first is find out what you're good at. You don't just want to go into a business because you see other people doing it. You want to make sure that it's something that you're passionate about and you love, and that you know that you will have no problem spending endless amount of time nurturing it and growing it. Because if I'm being honest, starting a business takes a lot of dedication, time, energy, and money. So you don't want to spend all of that and it's for a business that you're not really passionate about, and you only got into it because you were falling behind someone else. So once you figure out what you're really good at and something that you love and that you're passionate about, then you can start your business, and spending all that time, energy, and money won't hurt in the long run. Next up, once you figure out what kind of business you want to have, it's time to start thinking of the product or service you want to offer. So if you're going to be a product-based business, that includes like me with my t-shirts and my lip gloss and my jewelry. That's product. Or service-based, maybe like, you're a graphic designer, so you can make the logos for people, or, you could build the websites for them, stuff like that. So just think of what type of business you want to have, whether it's product-based or service-based, and then you can continue to build from there. Next up, do your research on how to go about starting your business for your state or country. So each state and country has different rules and regulations and laws when starting a business. So I highly recommend Googling how to start a business in wherever you're from. I don't know, let's say Texas. And then, different websites will come up on like what different things you have to do, what paperwork you have to sign, and anything like that. And just make sure that you have all of that covered, or when each paperwork needs to be filed. So that way you can just knock it off the list and you can continue to go from there. You can start working on your product or your service or whatever it is, but just make sure the legal work is taken care of first. I always recommend that. Next up, think of a name for your business. I always say this, and I will continue to say this, and I've probably said it a few times on my YouTube channel. When thinking of a name for your business, think of your business like a baby. If you would not give your baby a weird and crazy name, don't do it for your business. Okay, so your name is something that people are going to remember. It's something that people are going to continue to talk about. They're going to see it everywhere, on your product, your service, your website, your Instagram. If you take out ads in a billboard or in a newspaper or whatever, they're going to see that. So you don't want to come up with a crazy name and then they see and they're like, okay, what is this? I have no interest in even looking to see what this is about because the name is crazy. You don't want that. So make sure you come up with a really great name and something that's memorable, that's easy to pronounce. It's not super duper long and it's not crazy. Next up will be your logo and or slogan. So a slogan is not mandatory. Some businesses do have slogans, but if you can't think of a slogan, don't beat yourself up. It's not something that's highly important, but your logo is. So again, your logo has to be very similar to the name for your business. So don't make it crazy. Don't make it 50 million colors with 50 million designs and shapes. Just keep it as simple as possible. So that way when people see it, they be like, I know exactly who that is. Think of Nike. Their logo is a simple check mark. And Nike has been around for, is it over 50 years? I have to do research on that. But I'm going to say over 50 years. And people know that check mark is like, it's Nike. So they see it on a sneaker, on a billboard ad, on the jacket, whatever it is, they know it's Nike and they know they can trust it because Nike is credible and they've been around for a while, and it's just, you know, it's memorable. So you want to make sure that it's memorable and that's something that people can easily spot when they see it and determine who you are. Next up, goes back to number 3, filing a trademark and legal entity. So trademarking is very important. I always say it's best to do the trademarking first before you start thinking of your product or service. And some people would say it's actually better to do it the opposite way, just because you want to make, they say, you know, just want to make sure that that business is something that you want to do. However, this goes back to number 1. If you're going into a business that you're passionate about and you're good at, you won't have to worry about whether this is something that you're going to continue to do 1 or 2 years down the line. So I say all that to say, if you are actually doing a business that you actually love, and then you come up with the name, you come up with the logo or slogan, and you like it, it's perfect, it goes exactly with what you're trying to do and describe for your business, trademark it. I highly recommend doing it first. That's what I did with Exquisite Slay. Once I came up with the name and logo, I immediately went to trademarking, and that was before I even had all my t-shirt designs ready, before I even had them printed, drawn out, drafted. Once I came up with the name and logo, I went right to trademark and trademarked my name and logo, started the process for that, and then I started doing everything else for Exquisite Slay. But I always say to do the legal work first, just because, 1, that does take time, especially depending on what state you're in. And you just want to make sure that that's locked in, mainly because if you start, oh my gosh, sorry, there's a pigeon by my window and it actually like really just scared the crap out of me. But I say trademark it right away, because if someone happens to see your name or your logo and they think, ooh, I like that, I'm going to use it for myself, and they actually do the trademarking first, now legally they have the right to use that name and logo, and now you have to go back to the drawing board. And I don't know how it is for some of you guys, but I know with coming up with the name and logo for Exquisite Slay, it actually took me some time, because I had a hard time really like, I knew what I wanted to say, but I also knew I didn't want the name to be crazy and long and just weird again. So I just wanted to be like 2 simple words, Exquisite Slay. But I wanted it to make sense. So it took me a while and a lot of guessing and a lot of like word combination going on, a lot of research to come up with the name. So I say that to say, you don't want to like spend endless hours trying to find a name for your business. You find it, you love it, and you start promoting your business, but you don't trademark it, and then someone sees it and they go, oh, perfect, I'm going to use that. Then they trademark it. Then you have to go back to the drawing board to come up with a whole different name for your business. You don't want to do that. So once you come up with the name and logo that you absolutely love, trademark it, then go back to doing everything else. That was long-winded. I deeply apologize. Next up, now, number 7, start working on your product and practicing recipes and formula. Or if you're a service-based business, start thinking of different ways you can pitch your service. So, once I did all the trademark and legal work for Exquisite Slay, that's when I started doing the t-shirts. Now, I actually had a few t-shirt designs in mind already, but finalizing I think I started out with 6. So finalizing the first 6 that I was going to launch with, it didn't really take me too long, because I would spend actually like hours thinking of like different sayings for my t-shirts, but finding out the perfect 6 that I wanted to start out with did kind of take me some time, because if I do see some myself, I came up with some really great ones. So yeah, you want to figure out, just finalize everything. When I was starting the lip gloss, I did so much research on the best different ingredients that I can use. So if you're going to be product based, you just want to make sure you have everything in order. You know, who's going to be your vendor for, I don't know, your clothing, your tubes. If you're doing lip gloss, where are you going to get your oils from? Where are you going to get your lip gloss base from? Who's going to be your tube vendor? Is it going to be based here in the US, or are you going to go outside the US? So those are different things you want to think of if you're going to be a product-based business. And then for service-based, I just want to say for that, you know, make sure you have your pitch ready. You know, you are definitely able to jump in and be able to talk about the service that you offer and feel confident speaking about it, and you don't necessarily want to be too nervous, because for service-based businesses, you want to make sure that people can trust your word, especially if you're saying, oh, I can use your results in like 3 or 4 months, whatever type of service you're offering. You want to make sure that you're confident when speaking towards that, so that way people are like, okay, if they're confident, they know what to talk about, I trust them. So you just want to, you know, practice, you know, how you're going to pitch, where you're going to pitch, when you're going to pitch, if you're going to be service-based. And for product-based, you just want to make sure you have your formulas and your recipes or anything else like that, or your vendors all and ducks in a row. Have all your ducks in a row, and you're good to go to start your product-based or your service-based business. Next up, social media. Your social media is very important. Nowadays, people live on social media. So I know for me, when I first hear a business, the first thing I actually do is go on their social media. And if I don't like what I see in their social media, I'm not interacting with that business like at all. I'm not shopping from them. I'm not applying for a job for them. Whatever it is that caused me to have to look up this business, if I don't like what they see in their social media, forget about it. I'm not doing it. So, and I know there are people out there just like me. So you want to make sure that your social media is clean, is professional, you know, no profanity, no weird photos, no crazy fonts. Don't have a whole bunch of different colors going on. Just try to keep like a theme. So one of the things, yeah, I actually say what a theme. So by theme, I also kind of mean like a pattern. So for Exquisite Slay, my pattern is model, product shot, model, product shot, and that keeps the photos clean, organized, and I'm able to showcase the different products that I have and different varieties. So that's also a theme or a pattern that you can take. I don't mind if someone like sees that and thinks, ooh, I'm going to do that. I don't care. I don't own the theme. I actually think I got the inspiration from another business. So feel free to do it that way. But you just want to make sure your social media is clean, it's professional, no profanity, no weird photos, no derogatory photos. And you also don't want to mix your personal photos with your professional photos. So if you don't have a professional social media or Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is for your business, I highly suggest making one, because you don't want to have a picture of little John at his 5th birthday party and then talking about how you can help someone with their taxes this year. You know, it just shouldn't mix. So just have 2 separate different types of social media, personal, business, and you'll be able to go from there. And lastly, consistency. Starting a business is hard. It takes a lot of work, energy, time, and money. And, you know, the average business doesn't really start to see a profit until after 3 to 5 years of being in business. So it does take time. So I don't want you guys, you know, to start your business in like a year and a half and, you know, you haven't been able to reach the 6-figure, 7-figure mark that you were hoping to make. Don't feel discouraged. Don't give up. Don't say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm giving up. I'm selling the business, or I'm just going to close it down. No, keep going, because you never know when your breaking point may be. And it's okay if you had those moments where you're just like, damn, I don't want to keep doing this, because I've had those moments with Exquisite Slay as well. But like being a business owner, it's hard. It's no walk in the park. You know, you just have to keep going, keep remembering why you started that business. And so that's why it's also very important that you're starting a business that you're passionate about, because, you know, once you kind of get like that moments like, is it really working? If it's not something you're passionate about, you're just going to give up. But if you're passionate about it, you're going to keep going. And I'm very passionate about what I'm offering for Exquisite Slay. So although I may have my moments just like, oh my gosh, I really have to keep doing this, I'm like, yes, I have to keep doing this, because I know why I started this. I know my goal, what my goal is, and I know what we have to achieve. So you just want to keep going, keep being consistent. You know, if you have to take a step back and, you know, rebrand, you know, maybe come up with new products, come up with a new service, and then relaunch, go right ahead. I've done that quite a few times with Exquisite Slay, and each time I've done it, I always felt a lot better with my business. So if you need to take a step back, come up with new products, you know, redo a formula, redo a recipe, you know, revamp a service, maybe add a new service or take away a service, don't feel bad about it. You know, businesses do that all the time, and that's how you keep being new and fresh and innovative. So don't feel bad if you have to do that. Keep going, keep being consistent, and just go be the great entrepreneur that you are called to be. So that was a lot, but if you made it to the end, thank you guys so much. I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and I just want to give you guys a little heads up. Of course, you guys noticed that I was away from YouTube for about a month and a half, because back in January, my grandmother passed away. And if any of you guys know me, or if you heard me talk about my grandmother, she was my entire world, and she passed away, and it's been really hard trying to navigate life without her. So I just had to take a step back from social media, YouTube, being an entrepreneur, everything. But you know, I'm back. I'm starting to feel better. I don't think I would ever truly be the same because, you know, again, that woman was my world. But I am, you know, ready to jump back into my businesses and do what I need to do. And I know she's looking down at me so proud. So I do want to apologize for being away for too long, but I hope you guys understand. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.